Hi, welcome back everyone. Poland is up next here in our little journey to listen to all songs competing in Eurovision 2021. I'm just loving like the thumbnail I see here on the video. It's him standing in, I guess it's him, with sunglasses in front of a bunch of neon signs. I'm really being set the tone here of what we're gonna listen to. I think it's gonna be quite upbeat and party atmospheric. I'm also seeing though a lot of dislikes on this one. I'm not sure what that about. What that is about. I guess we're gonna find out. Hopefully, it's actually good, and I shouldn't be paying too much attention on this. The song is called "The Ride" from Poland by RAFAޅ, and let's see what it's all about. It's kind of like arcade-ish in a sense in the sound design. I'm getting some major, synthwave 80s vibes. This also takes me back a little to I think what was called jump style in like 2010. There's just the sound design of the synths and his vocal approach here. I think the percussion is quite underwhelming here in the opening, gotta say. It's like lead arpeggio in the background. Super odd sound design on it. I've got like a processed vocal kind of appreciating as a bassy line. Alright, I guess that was the chorus. It wasn't really giving that explosive approach in it. It has a good drive, but I just think that the production could have been more impulsive in a sense. The percussion is super weak, which is kind of a massive, like a massive negative on this. Because it needs to have more of a drive in it. The synths are super wide, the pads, they're good hits. I'm just feeling the percussion doesn't offer up any backing for it. We've got like an electric guitar doing some small solos in the background. In the left here. Good vocal dynamics here. It works well together, It's a nice collective of vocal arrangement and with the synths. I think I'm gonna sound like a broken record here because it's the drums that is it's the only issue really. The melodic intonation isn't too interesting, but I think that the rhythm it has is kind of tangible. At least you got some big bombastic drums there at the end for the actual syncopes at the very end. But okay. That was The Ride by RAFAŁ from Poland. I'm not sure really what the massive dislike ratio is all about, because I think this is quite a solid pop song all the way throughout. It's quite harmless, really. There's not really too much I will have to say on it. I think it becomes a little bit too repetitive towards the end, I think is a main issue of it. It doesn't offer a lot of melodic variation, which is kind of an issue because it more or less becomes 3 minutes of just going with the same formula throughout. There's not a lot of variation in it, and I think that's a massive issue because it will just feel like kind of a little bit of a never-ending collective, really. But that's fine. I think the main issue, songwriting or not songwriting, song producing wise, are the drums. I've already said it, but I will just try and clarify a little bit. when you have more of a synthwave kind of 80s inspired pop song, I think the drums are super central. Of course, the synths are really central, but if the drums don't offer the same drive that you want the synths to offer, then it's just gonna fall flat because you don't really get that explosive delivery, and you won't get the, as I said, the drive, because it will feel like it lacks a little bit of energy because the drums doesn't back it up. It doesn't only have to be, production-wise in terms of velocity or in terms of the side chaining. It could also just be arrangement-wise, because I think this is quite a stale drum beat. Of course, they've used a drum machine, and when you use a drum machine, it's not very difficult to make it more varied and really offer up some cool different different percussion hits in it. So I just think that it could have been looked into further with the whole percussion, because there is potential there and you should really just utilize it. And then, as I said, it's not only, of course, about the arrangement, but it's also about the production. I think you need a bit more of the mixing to really mash this whole thing together, because the velocity is quite low. The sounds used are quite soft, and they don't really give off that vibe of an impulsive beat. It's more or less just a backing drop that you can put anything on. And I think that's a big disappointment as well. Vocal-wise, this is quite solid. There's no real issues with it. It's not very intonationally challenging, but it's a decent enough melody, and it does its thing on top of the synths, which I think are the highlight of the song. The synths are quite well-sounding, really. They're wide, they're impactful. It's just that they don't have the... it's just that they're not helped by anything surrounding them. The synths are just in focus, and they're kind of alone in that aspect, and that's kind of a little bit of an issue. I think those are my main points that I'm going to take away from this one. It's a perfectly acceptable song in many aspects, and it's quite harmless. So let's see how the rest of Europe will react to this. But looking by the like to dislike ratio, not so well. I'm not really sure why, but maybe I will be told why by you in the comments, because now I'm looking forward to read what you have to say on The Ride by RAFAޅ. Other than that, I hope to see you in the next one, where we're going to Portugal, probably. So I hope to see you in that one. And other than that, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.